Stop Galam say now. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We're also live on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Victory FM Aflao, Radio Justice Tamale, Dreams FM Bolgatanga. Live on X Spaces and Facebook, the Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up this afternoon, former National Signals Bureau boss Kwabena Eduboyin's attempt to put his trial on hold fails as High Court dismisses his application for stay of proceedings. We take you to court where his lawyer's opposition to the mode of withdrawal of charges against the third accused person in the case has also been shut down. This afternoon, we also bring you the latest on the former executive director of the National Service Authority, Osayesigbe Entry, and his deputy, Gifty Owari, who appeared in court today to answer charges of alleged financial misconduct involving several millions of cedis. Also this afternoon, NPP considers legal action to stop Alan Tremontin's newly formed party from adopting the name United Party.
They try to hide under the fact that Unity Party. I'm sure fair-minded Ghanaians and members of the Unity Party will first even test it in court. It is a very good case to test, to see whether that name will even stand. I thought that the Mr. Alan Tremontin would have been much more thoughtful.
Well, we speak to Walawale MP Tia Kabiru on this brewing controversy. Also coming up, bring gain for Grenada as the Caribbean island seeks to recruit Ghanaian healthcare professionals and deepen cooperation with Ghana.
We welcome the initiative that has been undertaken or that has been undertaken in terms of the provision of healthcare professionals, namely nurses. This is an area in which we have a severe shortage.
We have details coming up shortly in sports.
Ghana's Black Stars move up 2 places in the latest FIFA ranking after back-to-back wins in the World Cup qualifiers.
And dreaming of a stylish home that built to last and secure to the core, then make a date with Superlux Technologies at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair in the next 6 days.
In the future, when you need anything, you can still call us 247 and we provide it for you free of charge.
Well, we bring you details of that shortly this afternoon. I am Maame Nyamekye Thompson. Stay for details. This afternoon, former National Signals Bureau boss Kwabena Eduboyin's attempt to put his trial on hold has failed after High Court threw out an application by his lawyers to stay proceedings in his trial. The lawyers wanted the trial to be paused as they pursued an appeal over a prior decision of the court denying them access to certain disclosure materials. Member of our legal desk, Kweku Asante, is in court for us and joins us with the latest on this. Well, Kweku, first tell us about this application for stay of proceedings and how the ruling went down.
Well, Maame, at the last agenda, there was an application by Mr. Samuel Atatia, who is representing Kwabena Eduboyin in this matter, for certain further disclosures to be made. That application was actually denied, and Mr. Samuel Atatia, acting on the instruction of Kwabena Eduboyin, said they were filing an appeal, for which reason they wanted the entire proceedings to be stayed until the appeal is determined by the Court of Appeal. That ruling was deferred to this morning, and this morning when we came, the justice presiding over the trial, Justice Nyamekye, said that application was not meritless and proceeded to deny same, and so the proceeding and the trial of Kwabena Eduboyin is currently continuing.
Well, Kweku, and then the AG also formally announced to the court the withdrawal of the charges against the third accused. There was some backs and forth on that. Tell us the story.
We know that yesterday we saw some court documents that purported to show that the Attorney General's Department has actually decided to drop the charges against Mildred Donko, who is the third accused person in this matter. Today, the DAG formally informed the court of this, and whilst he was in the process of doing so, there was an objection that was raised by Mr. Samuel Atatia. His objection was to the effect that the Deputy Attorney General or the Attorney General's office must have come by motion and not by a notice to inform the court that this was going to happen. The DAG shot back and said that it is the prerogative of the Attorney General to prosecute, and at any point in time, he can decide when to drop charges against persons that he has put before court. And if he does so by motion, it will require the court to make a determination on that, and that will go against the prerogative of the Attorney General to do so. The judge agreed with the views that had been taken by the Deputy Attorney General that the AG need not have come by motion and should have only done so by way of this notice, and so he was right. That objection by Samuel Atasia, again, dismissed.
Well, in court today, two former National Service Authority boss and his deputy were arraigned on criminal charges. Do you have details of that?
Well, we understand the state will formally arraign the former National Service Authority boss and his deputy before the court today. In fact, this morning, the understanding we got was that the processes will take place in the criminal division of the High Court. That hasn't happened. We know that Justice Ramsay, who is leading this trial currently, is also the one who will lead that process. And he's currently locked up at the general jurisdiction with the case of Mr. Dubois ongoing. We do not have any indication whether that case has been moved or not, but the expectation is that this very afternoon, the two persons will be arraigned before the criminal division of the High Court. Their pleas will be taken, and if they plead not guilty, they will be both be set, and the case will then proceed.
Thank you very much, Kwekwa Santi. He's a member of our Legal Affairs Desk, giving us details from court. Well, we move on to politics now. The New Patriotic Party is considering legal action to stop Alan Tremontain's newly formed party from adopting the name United Party. Wale MP Tia Kabiru argues that the name choice is problematic and could mislead the public given the NPP's historical roots in the United Party's tradition. The minority MP accuses Alan Tremontain's team of attempting to hide under the flag of the UP tradition, potentially distorting political history. The Wale MP says the NPP will test the name's legitimacy in court, confident that it's a strong case. Well, Tia Kabiru joins us on the line and we'll ask him more questions on this. We're grateful for your time on the Midday News. Why do you have an issue with the name United Party? The New Patriotic Party doesn't even use it anymore.
Yeah, so the United Party is part of the tradition of the New Patriotic Party. And then, if you recall, on the 13th of October 1957, when Ghana attained independence and then political parties were being formed, the Northern People's Party, the National Liberation Movement, the Togoland Congress, the Anlo Youth Association came together to form the United Party because of the passage of the Anti-Discrimination Act. In other words, the law was passed in 1957 to prohibit the formation of political parties on regional, ethnic, and tribal lines. So that is the genesis of the United Party, and you cannot sever, you cannot divorce the history of the New Patriotic Party from the United Party.
Well,
and that if a common search will tell you that when you are talking about United Party, it is actually, you are talking about the New Patriotic Party, even though this party was dissolved in 1964.
But
so there's every reason to be concerned.
Do you have exclusive legal rights to this name?
Rightly so. If the New Patriotic Party, if the United Party was a registered political party, which was dissolved because of the passage of the 1964 law that made Ghana a one-party state, the party was there. It was not dissolved voluntarily. There was the National Assembly law that made Ghana a one-state party, and that consequently led to the dissolution of the United Party in 1964. But you need to safeguard the tradition, and if we are talking about tradition of the NPP, the United Party is part of that tradition. So, and if you read the Section 10 of the Political Parties Act, it will tell you that, if a name is likely to send confusion as to the identity and goals, I'm just saying confusion in the minds of people because the name resembles that of another political party, the EC should decline to register such a name.
But you use the New Patriotic Party. You no longer use the United Party. And I don't know whether you still have exclusive legal rights to the party. Other people can still use it, can't they?
I don't. That is why we think that the law would have to be made clear that if I have a name and the name is part of my tradition, and though it is not an official name of my party, But when I'm talking about the history of my party, I cannot do without making reference to that particular political party. It still be part of the history, even though it's not registered. And I don't think that it is proper for anyone to use such a name. And the coincidence is too much. The coincidence is the fact that that party was formed in 30th October 1965, and this party is actually coming in October 2025. So I think that it's a calculated mischief by the founders of this party, and I think that the laws of the country must stop such a mischief.
So have you petitioned the Electoral Commission on the name yet?
Well, I mean, this is just an issue being raised. The Electoral Commission is going to be informed according to that engagement, but also, of course, taking it as a party and taking it as an individual, I'm not part of the leadership of the Patriotic Party, and I'm speaking as only a member of the political party, and also the lawmaker of the country who has fidelity to the laws of the country. I would advise myself with extensive consultation after all this.
Right, thank you very much, Tia Kabiru, the member of the New Patriotic Party. Moving on, the Minerals Development Fund is taking a firm stance against illegal mining activities that threaten the integrity of school compounds and disrupt education in mining communities. Following a recent invasion of a nursing training college by Galamsey operators, MDF Administrator Dr. Haruna Louisa Bisu Kote has assured that the fund is poised to tackle the menace head-on. Nana Aljima has more in the following report.
In July this year, the Minerals Development Fund moved to halt illegal mining activities around the Atetem Basic School in the Ashanti region. The school was sandwiched by illegal mining activities, a situation that affected teaching and learning. According to teachers and students, the sound of excavators at work heavily affected learning activities. My name is Abena Yeboah. We are very worried about the education of our wards. Elders in our village and the unit committee have complained about the distraction, but they wouldn't listen. The former MP, Katie Hammond, asked them to stop, but they wouldn't. With this intervention, the MDF indicates that similar concerns have been received. Administrator of the Minerals Development Fund, Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu Kote, indicates measures are being taken to save a nursing training college affected by illegal mining.
We are not against mining, but we are against anybody who takes over the schools of the children and mine in the compound. There's some nursing school right now somewhere that we've been told the compound has been taken over. That is not right. And so these schools that have come to attention, we are working on putting them back to shape, and we are also talking to to the Chamber of Mines to see how best they can also support us with some of the mining companies so that we'll be able to, put up some new schools and some of these interventions.
For Joy News, Nana Aljima, Kumasi.
Has finally returned to the Techere and Afrisipakrom communities in the Ahafo region after days of agitation over concerns surrounding Newmont Ghana's Ahafo North mining project. A planned week-long protest by residents has been suspended following a peaceful resolution brokered between community leaders, local authorities and company officials. The truce follows a Joy News earlier report that highlighted concerns of residents, prompting swift intervention from stakeholders and diffusing what could have escalated into widespread unrest. Now, the government of Grenada is set to strengthen ties with Ghana with a focus on recruiting Ghanaian nurses and allied health professionals in line with government's Work Abroad program. During this 3-day visit to Ghana, Grenada's Prime Minister Dickson Mitchell will engage President Mahama and government officials to boost bilateral relations. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kujato-Ablakwa revealed that the government aims to deepen ties with Caribbean countries, particularly in the context of African diaspora and repatriate justice.
We approach these discussions with optimism, a shared commitment, and a strong sense of purpose to translate our long-standing goodwill into concrete, measurable outcomes that will deliver real value to our people. From Ghana's perspective, our engagement in this inaugural session will focus on priority areas of mutual interest aimed at enhancing and strengthening collaboration, namely health, education and skills development, trade and investment, tourism and culture, climate change, and disaster management, as well as multilateral engagements. On health cooperation, we particularly welcome Grenada's interest in recruiting Ghanaian nurses and allied health professionals, and look forward to signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Health Cooperation, which will serve as a framework for this structured collaboration. On education and skills development, Ghana acknowledges the challenges faced by some Ghanaian students studying in Grenada under the Scholarship Secretariat, and wishes to assure that efforts are ongoing to address these concerns.
Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development for Grenada, Joseph Andal, also spoke about mutual benefits in a strong relationship.
We welcome the initiative that has been undertaken or that has been undertaken in terms of the provision of healthcare professionals, namely nurses. This is an area in which we have a severe shortage. We spend huge sums of money to train our nurses, and then they're poached by countries who can afford to give them better remuneration packages. So this MOU, when signed, will be a testament to what can be achieved when sisters and brothers come together for mutual assistance. We welcome also your pledge to work with us to deal with the climate crisis. We are tiny islands in the Caribbean with very, very small populations. Grenada's population is about 120,000, and there are countries in the Caribbean whose population is under 60,000.
Away from that, the Parliamentary Select Committee on Employment, Labour Relations and Pensions is gearing up to tackle the influx of foreign cement in Ghana's market, which is allegedly threatening local production and jobs. GASAM officials have sounded the alarm, warning that substandard cement is being imported through unauthorized channels, undermining the local industry. During a visit to some agencies, Chairman of the committee, Joseph Appiah-Boateng, vowed to engage the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry to find lasting solutions to the crisis to safeguard local manufacturing and protect Ghanaian jobs.
That's something that we should take it up to maybe Minister of Trade for them to do something about it, because some are just passing the back door, using the back door to import cement into the country, and they have substandard products. And some too, they dodge tax and all that because they are importing from different countries. So I think government has to do something about it to help the local manufacturers so that they can grow bigger.
The chairman noted that the committee will brief Parliament on challenges faced by GASAM and other local companies, particularly with raw material importation, as part of efforts to support the government's 24-hour economy and job creation drive.
When we went to GASAM, they also made mention about importation of their goods. And it's affecting them so much because whenever dollar goes up, it affects every importer. So we told them that, okay, fine, we'll convey the message to Parliament, and we'll capture in our report and see how best government can do to support GASAM, because we all know that GASAM is a big company in the country and they are doing so well because they've employed a lot of youth.
This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break. We return to sports, and also still to come, dreaming of a stylish home that's built to last and secured to the core. Then make a date with Superlux Technologies at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair in the next 6 days.
In the future, when you need anything, you can still call us 247 and we provide it for you free of charge.
And batch later will tell you how heavy the crown feels for Infantsipim School, now burdened with the pressure of defending their long-awaited NSMQ glory.
We don't even fear anymore because we know that God is on our side. It's not easy, but then we know that since God is on our side, we do our best.
Ma, have you received the delivery?
See how the rider's bay. Send in a momo.
Okay. *176.
Power call. Don't you use a smart? Move to the app side today. MTN. This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community go win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Everywhere you turn, there's a mother, a father, a sister, or a brother who has been affected by breast cancer.
No one is immune to breast cancer, neither old nor young, rich or poor, weak or strong.
Hope is the bridge that connects cancer and recovery. Don't give up your courage to fight.
Fighting breast cancer takes everyone. One team, one dream. Let's find a cure.
It's real. It's not a myth. 1 in 8 women and 1 in 1,000 men will develop breast cancer at some point in their lives.
Get screened. Early detection saves lives. Check often and encourage those you love to do same.
Knowing it exists isn't enough. Get informed. Pass it on.
Exercise is also beneficial to breast cancer survivors.
Pink is stronger than you think. Join the hashtag Pink October. This October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month on Joy FM. Join us on the Cosmopolitan Mix for Pink October. I am Doreen Nando.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Mubarak is here with sports. Mubarak.
Yes, Maame, Ghana's Black Stars have moved up 2 places in the latest FIFA ranking. Ghana now occupies the 73rd position in the world and sits 14th on the African continent. The rise follows back-to-back victories over Central African Republic and Comoros in the World Cup qualifiers. Before I go, Asante Kotoko come up against 3-time CAF Champions League winners Wydad Casablanca in the second preliminary round of the Confederation Cup. The match comes off on Sunday at Accra Sports Stadium with kickoff at 3 p.m.
We can do better, can't we? 73rd, dear Charlie.
We are in 2025, not 2010.
Thank you, Mubarak, for that update. Now then, Kwanta South Municipal Education Directorate in the Oti region wants parents whose wards have been placed in senior high schools there to accept the admissions, assuring them of conflict-free community. This comes after the directorate detected issues over the significant decline in the number of fresh senior high school students placed in local schools, attributing it to conflict in the area. Here's the Municipal Director of Education, Jonathan Kosina, highlighting the impact of the protracted conflict.
For instance, we have in Kwanta Secondary School, which has declared 900 vacancies, and as we speak, the CSSPS has placed only 317 on it. As of last week, per our checks, it has reduced to 280 with 45 protocols. If you check the number of students who register online to Nkwanta Secondary School, last week it was 23. Today, as per our check, it's 41. It means we are expecting 317, but only 41 candidates has placed themselves to come to Nkwanta Secondary School. If you look at Nkwanta community, they are expecting 400. 190 was placed with 22 protocol. Last week we had 14 registering, and today we have only 22 registering.
Well, he further assured parents the local schools will be safe for their wards and urged them to enroll their children who have been placed in schools there.
They have all the facilities, we have teachers. So we have to take advantage of that facility. And looking at the number that we requested for the various, and then looking at the ones that have registered, it is woefully inadequate. That means we are not going to fully utilize all the resources that government has given to the school. And that is why we are appealing. And again, I think the narrative out there is what is creating the problem. That the two regions or Nkwanta is on fire. But these schools, some of them are far away from the capital. For instance, when we take of Nkwanta Secondary School, it's about 23 kilometers from the capital. And there is not happening in the capital. These things are happening in the villages. And the emphasis is what we experience at the capital. So our schools are safe. We want the community and parents to know that the secondary schools are safe for our kids to come. So there are a lot of things that we are doing in the background just to let people know that Nkwanta is not burning. Nkwanta is not on fire.
Meanwhile, the OT Regional Minister John Kwadwo Japon, who has expressed worried about the situation, is fiercely advocating peace.
I just want to plead all of, I beg you, preach peace anywhere you go in Nkwanta. There are good things to come. There are good things you have said about Nkwanta, and nobody doubts it. Some of us believe that Nkwanta is the engine of OT, but unfortunately, it is now a change oil for the engine of a vibrant region.
When it comes to housing, these brands bring more than just value. They deliver peace of mind. Superlux will be offering 10% discounts on all products at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair from October 23 to 26, plus free after-sales services. Here's more of why you should visit this stand at the fair, which is just 6 days away.
Superlock is the only company that provides after-sales service. In the future, when you need anything, you can still call us 247 and we provide it for you free of charge. We're offering 10 to 20% discounts on all our products. Terms and conditions applied.
And you should make a date at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Well, another thrilling journey to crown Ghana's brightest scientific minds starts on Monday in the 2025 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. Defending champions in Infantsman School has no choice but to prove that their victory in 2024 was no fluke. Here's a throwback to their win in this report by Adobe Asari.
2024 champions!
After a decade of hunger, the Infantsman School finally tasted victory last year when they lifted the National Science and Maths Quiz trophy. The win reignited pride across the Butchie community, but that joy has quickly turned into pressure. Inside their quiz room, the boys push harder, knowing the world is watching. The pressure to defend the title is real, but fear, that's no longer part of their vocabulary.
We don't even fear anymore because we know that God is on our side, and through the preparation we've done, we know that this year we are not going to win by 1 point. It's not easy, but then we know that since God is on our side, we do our best.
So, is the trophy staying in Butchie?
Of course, obvious, most definitely. Why not? Surely.
For Joy News, I am Adobe Asari.
And Joy News is all over this for you. All the thrills and frills of the National Science and Math Quiz, and even the disappointments will be reported right here. Well, Noala is in studio to tell us what's trending. Noala, what's trending?
Maame, Easy and Fela are medically
trending.
What does that
If you know,
mean?
you know. If you don't get it, forget about it. But Shatta Wale is trending at number 1. Well, Shatta Bration is trending at number 1 with a total of 3,459 posts or tweets, I should say. Obviously, it's his birthday, and so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Shatta.
I have a comment. Let me quickly read a comment from one of his fanatics. Says, "Happy birthday, Shatta Wale, Ghana's most entertaining musician of all time. Enjoy your day and can't wait for Shatta Fest 2025 happening tomorrow."
Thank you, Noella, and that's how we end the bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. Up next is Living Word with Pastor Mental.